What is going on, you regular people? This is Cody back for another moto vlog to try to help grow this channel just a little bit more and see what we can do. And I've been, thinking about this topic for a while now. And I'll admit the title's going to be kind of, sort of, somewhat clickbaity. But, we got to work that algorithm. So, technically I am a millennial. I'm 31 years old. Robbie is 32 years old. Granted, we do not associate with the title millennials, but unfortunately that's what we fall under. We're new school with an old school soul, I like to say. So, getting on the topic of Harley and how they're doing and how they're losing the millennial class, I feel like it's going to be a turning point in the company here very shortly. The baby boomers, are the ones that grew Harley the most. They're the ones who kind of made it this iconic figure in American society. But they're starting to age out of being able to ride. And Harley is having a hard time reaching my generation, which I find hard to believe personally, but the numbers don't lie. And I guess I should give somewhat of a disclaimer here. I don't think it's just Harley Davidson. I kind of feel like it's motorcycles in general, especially with my generation kind of going hybrid and what's economy driven and all this wonderful stuff. And well, let's just say that's not Robbie and myself at all. We like loud, powerful machines, whether that be cars, motorcycles, lawnmowers. We want as loud as they can be and as fast as they can be. It's just that old school mentality I guess we grew up in. And of course, being raised in rural Virginia, as you can see, we're always going to be behind the times compared to the rest of the world. But so, Harley has made a few good steps to try to reach the millennials. For example, my bike, the 19 Road Glide Special, the blacked out engine on these new Harley bikes, I mean, they're gorgeous. Chrome is definitely a dying part, in my opinion. It takes too much to clean. It takes too much to keep the rust off. It's just a pain. And, I can't even remember a time when somebody our age went and got excited about getting chrome wheels. It really has been blacked wheels and black trim pieces on vehicles, motorcycles, you name it. I know me, the cheap younger Cody, would plastic dip everything to get rid of that chrome look. It just doesn't look as appealing as black. So, the one thing that I have to say is, once I got my bike, it's really even prompted Robbie to start getting his parts on his 14 Street Glide powder coated. It's just that sleek look, and I have to give kudos for them recognizing that and try to do something about it. Granted, I wish that was the stock function now. The one thing that I will kind of knock on is the fact that the blackout parts should be way cheaper. But I guess, like anything, supply and demand, with chrome dying out, they're going to raise the cost of the black because, black powder coat is nowhere near the amount of time and money put in that chrome is. But and I guess a couple of their misses, like the V-Rod. I'll admit, I did not like the way the V-Rod looked. When I first saw it, I was like, what is this? But a buddy of mine has one that his dad owned, and that is one of the funnest riding motorcycles I have ever ridden. And it's unfortunate because I do feel like the baby boomers really ended that bike. Just, I mean, the online forums just bashing it is crazy, in my opinion. And the one thing that I have noticed with millennials, myself included on this one, is we don't really care what you ride as long as you ride. I could care less if you ride a trike, a Can-Am, a Honda, Yamaha. Now, yeah, are we going to give you hell for it? 120%. If it's not a Harley, we're going to give you shit for it. But it's just all in fun. I mean, it's like picking on, you know, your favorite football team's rival. Oh my God, you're a Cowboys fan, you know? But at the end of the day, I will never turn away, or I'll never talk bad on somebody for riding a Yamaha or Honda or anything, because, you know, I started out on a 92 Ninja 750 that was a death trap. Oh my God, it was a death trap. And then one day, after I spent thousands of dollars in getting it fixed, it just wouldn't start on me. I kicked it over and bought an R6. And, you know, after that, of course, I made the switch over to a Road King, and the rest is history. But, you know, I just don't understand, you know, the hate that the V-Rod got. You know, because it really is a fun bike to ride. Especially, you know, if you're getting around town or anything like that. Going back to the good things about, you know, that Harley's doing for millennials, the new designs are sleeker, like the paint schemes, like the scorched orange and black denim I have, and even the scorched orange and silver flux. I like that. I'm glad that they're getting away from that old school kind of two-tone color, and the fact that, you know, I understand, you know, electric glides are always going to kind of be that old school looking traditional bike, but I know that's not what I'm looking for. I know that's not any real millennials are going for. You know, they're always going to be the outliers here and there and that sort of thing. But like even my 07 Road Glide, it was black and it had like the reverse Nike swoosh going down the whole bike. And, you know, when I got it, it was really the only thing I could afford. And, you know, I jumped on it because I wanted a Road Glide and that fixed fairing so bad. But just, man, I wanted to get rid of it so bad. And of course they clear coated right over it, you know. So it's good to see Harley, you know, if it is a two-tone kind of color, like it's got sharp lines, it's, you know, it's not generic, it looks good. But, you know, they've really kind of focused on a lot of these single stage colors, which look great. You know, the one thing I will knock is the one thing that Harley mass produces more than anything else in this world, the black Harleys. And I may catch flack for this, especially since Robbie's got a vivid black Harley. You know, I wish they would put the effort into mass producing other colors like they do the vivid black, because, you know, the rolling joke is you go to a big motorcycle event, have you seen my black Harley? Have you seen my black Harley? And I know the first time I heard that, it just kind of like sucker punched me. So the new paint schemes are looking better. I know, and forgive me y'all, I don't know the names of it, but I know that like the 2020 Road Glide specials have that red, white scheme, and I think it's even a blue with the number 1 on the side of the tank, you know, in the American flag, like the Evel Knievel one. Those look awesome. You know, it is a little bit much, but it's just, it's not that geezer glide type of paint scheme. You know, it's really just they're doing good things there. Now, a couple of the bad things, like on my bike, it has a blacked out engine, and the bags and everything like that, but yet the bag latches are chrome? Really? And then of course you go to the parts department, I forget, they're like 60 or 70 bucks, and you're just thinking, why would you do everything blacked out and then leave chrome saddlebag latches? And my kickstand shows out like a sore thumb. I mean, it is chrome as chrome can be. It's hideous. And my question is, how much would it really have cost to just make those accent pieces black? And it's like, I just ordered a tour pack, and you know, I had to order the blacked out kit because, once again, the hardware on that's chrome. I don't understand, and I guess I get it a little bit because the original Road Glide, not the special, just the Road Glide, and then the Ultra, I believe, still has the chromed out motors, or, you know, I guess not fully chromed out, but they're not blacked out. So I guess you kind of want to make one SKU for all these, but really, how much would it be just to make another SKU and say these are for the black latches? Because I know when I looked it up, the new 2020s are blacked out, so I guess they're leaning that way. But you know, you come out with these new machines, and just your research and development department can't look at that and go, really? You know, so I guess the attention to detail is lacking somewhat, and I get it. You need to push out as much product as quick a time as you possibly can, but you know, the small steps, at least for me, and I know a lot of the people I hang out with appreciate good attention to detail. It really helps, especially if you're gonna fork out this much money for a Harley Davidson, because it's ridiculous. You know, I mean, $30,000 for a new bike, and you know, before you guys rip me in the comments and say, oh, you can get a Heritage Softail for cheaper than, I know, but you know, this bike should not cost $30,000. I mean, especially because the seat stinks, the suspension's horrible, you know, and I'll be honest with you, one thing that scares the ever-loving crap out of me is this sumping issue with the Milwaukee 8 engines. I am terrified of this. And I know Harleys have always been known to leak oil and have these issues, but you know, the fact that they can't figure out what's causing it truly. They throw out temporary fixes. They can't say why it's not happening on all of them. It's just some of them. It's a little nuts. And the fact that they're not putting a recall out on it. You know, they've created a new oil pump for 2020, but you don't put a recall out to fix it on the other bikes. But so the good things are, you know, I know going back to the new things, I guess I should do it one or the other, but guys, I'm still learning here. One of the good things that I do like is with this 114 motor, it's got some torque. I mean, it is so much better than that 96 engine I had. I thought I was doing something then, but when I first got this, and it would just sit there and throw me back, and I'm not a light guy by any means. I am in the process of losing a lot of weight, but yeah, I'm still pretty big. So I do appreciate the torque on the 114s. You know, I appreciate the look of the Road Glide, and even the Street Glide. I'll give the Street Glide crap every time I can. Well, that's just like goes back to the whole, you know, you gotta give your rivals some flack. You know, and at the end of the day, granted, it's still pretty new to me, the 2019, but you know, Harley has such an iconic brand. It's one of those things. It's like that that club, you know, you see another Harley on the side of the road, you're gonna stop. You go into a Harley dealership, you know, they're always welcoming. It's just so good to have that kind of bond with folks. I mean, that bond with motorcycles is there no matter what, but with Harley, it really is something completely different. But you know, the biggest things Harley's has to kind of do is they gotta find ways to cut costs to reach my generation. I know me personally, I pay $400 a month in student loans, and if I hadn't gotten great deals on bikes prior to this and then made such a good profit on those bikes, there's no way I'd be able to afford this bike. Granted, I still didn't pay $30,000 for my bike because it was used, but you know, my generation is just plagued with student debt. No, please don't start going into student debt should be forgived and stuff like that in my comments, because I knew what I was doing when I was signing on the dotted line. Even at 18 years old, I knew I'm gonna have to pay this back. So no, I don't think the government should just take away my student debt and put that burden on everybody else. Granted, you know, I do think that the prices to go to school are outrageous, but you know, that's their wish. That's what you can do in a democracy. If you don't like it, go to community college. If I could do it all over again, I would seriously consider it just to save me that money. But you know, that's the problem with millennials. We're so tied down with debt, and society has treated this, you know, we've got debt, but you know, I bust my butt every day. You know, I bust my butt at work to try to be the best. I constantly am told, Cody, you're so young to be in the profession that you're in, and I want, me personally, I want to contribute that to, you know, I grew up on a farm. I worked on a railroad throughout summers. I know I've worked hard since I was a really little kid, and you know, I grew up with not a lot of money. You know, my dad and my mom, you know, they both worked all the time. They worked hard, but you know, it was a long time before my parents could really get them things and stuff that they wanted, and really instilled in me a hard work ethic, which is kind of lacking in my millennial generation, I will say. But you know, Harley's got to do something. I know they're trying a few things, and look, I'm not the guy with the ideas here, but I do recognize that some things have to be done. And I know this coronavirus hit at a really bad time for them with switching over leadership, and now I'm reading that the Harley Davidson Bronx is being pushed out to 21 and maybe scrapped altogether. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I loved the design and photos of that bike that they are putting out. I was going to go test drive that bike. I may not have been, you know, on track. Was that a weave in the road? Oh my God. You know, I might not have been the first one to rush out and get it, but that bike actually excited me. It was clean lines. It was pretty. And you know, they were getting into that market, which Harley has been slacking in, that Street Fighter category, I guess since they got rid of Buell. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I was not a big fan of the Buells. I did not like the way they looked. But the Bronx and even the Pan America, I have no interest in buying one of those bikes. But as a motorcycle enthusiast, I can respect the hell out of it. It was clean looking, and I look at these, and you know, I can respect the demographic that they're trying to reach with millennials, and it sounds like they're going to try to scrap these ideas and maybe even just cut back on a lot of models, which I understand. You know, they're losing millions and millions of dollars, and they got to do something to get their feet under them. But man, I think this is the wrong move, and I could be totally wrong. But you know, I'm in a lot of these Harley Facebook groups and forums and stuff, and it is geared, you know, a lot of the baby boomers are in there, and they bad talked it. You know, Harley's getting away from their identity and would make some money. What they don't realize is they have to adapt. They've got to reach my generation. And you know, I know at least here in the rural Central Virginia, there is a good amount of millennials that have Harleys, and when I tell you that they do, they're actually, you know, the street glides, the road glides and stuff like that, which is always good to see. But you know, I got a brother who lives in San Diego, and you know, it's just hard to keep big baggers, especially when you have to lane split and get stuck in traffic. I was really hoping the Bronx was going to make a splash out there. You know, I want to see Harley do well. I will always be a Harley supporter. You know, it's just, you know, I don't know. They've been searching for an identity for so long and been so indecisive. It's coming to a point where they really need to just pick a path and jump down it. And I know they tried to do it with the LimeWire, or Livewire. Sorry, LimeWire. If any of you millennials remember LimeWire, I see your computers freezing now. But the Livewire, which, like I said, I would never buy an electric bike. I love an exhaust. I can't wait till my warranty's up so I can put true duals on this. But I was intrigued, and I will say that I was looking forward to potentially test driving it, but I have not seen one in a dealer around here, at least. You know, I can respect it. Will I ever buy it? No, but I can respect it. But the Bronx, the Pan America, and I forget, there was, you know, I think 7 or 8 new models set to be released, but those are the two that really caught my eye. You know, but like I said, I could be way off. This is just me, the thoughts of a weird millennial that's caught up liking old school stuff and new school stuff. You know, feel free to tell me what you think in the comments below. Reach out to us on our Facebook page. Let me know what you like, you don't like. Our Facebook page is Regular Guys with a Z, 2 words. You know, I'll try to drop the link in the description of these videos. But let us know, y'all. Robbie's at the beach right now. We're getting him up and running to start moto vlogging when he gets back. But help us out. What would you like to hear from us? What would you like to see? Is it rides? Is it particular topics on anything? Well, not anything. I want to stay away from religion and politics. Those will not be discussed on this channel for obvious reasons. And the fact that our country is, you know, taking those two things way too serious. We should all just, you know, respect each other and, you know, enjoy each other without having to talk that stuff. Especially even with my own family. Politics is a sore subject. But yeah, let us know. We want to hear it. We want to bring you guys content. I would love to meet up with some of the bigger folks. I know we want to make the trip out to the Harley Museum in Milwaukee. coronavirus is really kind of hampering that. Maybe we could try to go up to the York, PA and do that one, but at the same time, I don't want to go and have the plant be shut down. You know, I want to get a good experience, and hopefully they'll let us film. You know, is there parts that you want us to go over? Do you want us to do walkovers with our bike? What do you guys want? Don't be scared. I mean, the worst we can say is no. You know, let us know. I know this is kind of rambling on, guys. Please forgive me. I am new to this, especially when you're talking and nobody's talking back to you. But like always, y'all, stay safe, stay regular. Talk to you later.